have the best year of your life too. We finna make 2024 our what? Our period.
Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nyla. I make lifestyle content with a little bit of beauty and fashion sprinkled in. So if you're not already part of the family, make sure you come join the family. Make sure you're subscribed. You're gonna love it here because everybody loves it here, and that's on period. So welcome back to a new video. So today we are going to talk about making 2024 my best year yet. It's gonna be your best year yet too. Period. So we're going to talk about essentially planning our entire life and planning all of our goals for 2024 in Notion. So we are going to be digitally planning this year. Last year at the top of 2023, I also made a vision board and Notion video and walked y'all through what my Notion hub looks like, how I was planning my goals for 2023. But I figured out that I needed to optimize my Notion a little bit better in order for me to be able to effectively use it and to be able to like plan and track my goals more efficiently. And so we reworked some things this year, and I'm going to show y'all my new and improved Notion hub. Also talk about where I got some of my templates from, some of my inspiration from, and also go through some of my goals for 2024. But before we get into our goals for 2024, let's talk about, very briefly, 2023. 2023 was a good year. It was an okay year. It wasn't a bad year for me. I would say it's a character development year, if you will. And I feel like because by the time y'all are watching this, it's January 2nd, so Happy New Year. Still coming into this year's giving character development year, but don't worry, we're finna get our life on track, and I'm finna make 2024 my bitch. And you can make 2024 your bitch too. So yeah, I just wanted to say that like really briefly. Yeah, 2023 was not a bad year. It was a decent year for me. Like I said, accomplished some things, but there are other things that I didn't accomplish, so they're getting rolled over into this year. And guess what? We are accomplishing it. You know why? Because we done optimized our Notion, and I'm gonna walk you through it. So period. Oh, another note that I think is really important when I talk about I don't feel like I optimized my Notion effectively last year for me to be able to use it. I think I really got overwhelmed by just seeing like all my goals like listed out and not broken down into more achievable tasks. So that was really my goal for setting up my Notion hub this year. So we're gonna get into that in a second. But what is Notion for those of you that are new and don't know what it is? It's basically like a project management tool, kind of, sorta, if you will. You can make Notion like whatever you want, really, but I do feel like it's good for project management. I think it's just a good tool, good digital planning tool to use to essentially project manage your life, your content creation if you're a content creator like I am, or for your business if you're an entrepreneur. So really make it whatever you want, but it's real. I really use it to plan my entire life minus work. Like I might put some tasks on here that I like just know that I have to do for work, but for the most part it's just my life stuff and really like content creation stuff. That's what I use my Notion for, and obviously like I said, to plan out my goals. So I'm gonna screen record my laptop, my MacBook, so that we can walk through my Notion hub, and then I will probably put myself up on the screen so that y'all can see me while we're going through my Notion hub. Alright y'all, so we have Notion pulled up, and this is what my Notion hub looks like. Let's briefly walk through my Notion hub. So this is what it looks like for 2024. This banner I created, it is essentially from my vision board that I made this year for 2024, and I just made it my Notion banner for the homepage, and I also made it the banner of my 2024 goals and action plans page, which y'all will see in a second. The vibe for for my vision board this year was I want it to look like a Pinterest board. And so yeah, I made it look a little bit like a Pinterest board, and I love the way it came out. And I focused on a lot of quotes this year. Y'all will see it when we get to the 2024 goals and action plans page, but I focused on having a lot of quotes this year on my vision board, and then the pictures represent some of my goals and just what I envision my life to look like this year and also like beyond this year. So to start my Notion journey, I used, and I have it saved, I used Jules Acri, I believe that's her name. I used her Design Your Year Notion pack. This one is from 2023 because I bought it last year, but she does have one for 2024. I believe they're pretty similar. But this is essentially how I began to set up my Notion, and I duplicated this so that I could have my own. Whenever you're going to use somebody else's template, it says it right here. Make sure that you duplicate theirs instead of trying to edit on theirs. But this is essentially how I ended up making my own Notion hub. So I used her template as a base. She kind of shows you like how you can set it up. She has all like the different like pages. And I have some of these in my own. And then I also took inspiration from 2 12-week year planners, which is how I am planning my goals for 2023. I'm doing them quarterly, or what people also kind of call the 12-week year. The reason why they're not fully the same is technically you can start your 12-week year anytime you want, and also technically a quarter, depending on the months, might be a little bit longer than 12 weeks, but because I'm starting my goal setting at the beginning of this year, technically it's going by quarters, but we can also call it a 12-week year. But if you were just starting at any point in time, you can set up your 12-week year however you want. But yes, I got inspiration from the 12-week year planner. I found this template. I think I found it through TikTok, and then I found this one on Notion. Notion has a lot of really good free templates for people to use and duplicate and work off of, so make sure you check out their website as well. I will have all of these linked down below. But let's get back to mine. So this is how I set it up. I have my dashboards. So these are like my yearly planning and goal setting dashboards, my weekly and daily planning, and then like master tasking. Then I have a personal one, which is my habit tracker, as well as like tracking my finances, because that is very important and it is one of my major goals this year. We'll get back to that in a second. And then I also have my content creation dashboard, which is for planning my content. Then as you can see over here on the right, there is a Spotify playlist. This is actually one of my favorite playlists. It's called Feeling Myself on Spotify. On Apple Music, my favorite playlist is High Maintenance. I feel like the music that Apple and Spotify have put in both of these playlists are basically like very similar. They just call them two different things because it's two different platforms, but the widget from Spotify looks better than I think, or cooperates better on Notion than the one from Apple Music, so that's why I use Spotify's version. And then down here, this is pulled from my content planner page, but I just added my content calendar to like my homepage, my hub homepage, so that I can just get a quick view of the content that I'm planning. And I've obviously already started planning content for the year, including this video that I'm filming right now. So let's walk through some things. Before we do the 2024 goals and action plans, we're gonna go through 2023 year in review. This is where I made this little banner on Canva. But this is where I essentially reflected on my year, the good, the bad, what I learned, some good habits that I've developed, and like habits or things that I was doing that wasn't necessarily the best, or kind of like where I lacked in creating habits. And then I also talked about what were some untrue beliefs that I held about myself this year. We got really honest with myself about that. My main takeaway from 2023, which for me was really just to do what's best for me and my mental health. That was like my main takeaway from this year. And then I did a journal entry, just like briefly talking about like my year, my feelings around this year. That's a little bit more personal, so I'm not gonna leave that up on the screen too long for y'all to read it. I just added this page yesterday. So this picture I stole from Instagram. I think I posted it on my story and I screenshotted it, and then I just added it as my little banner. It's very easy to like change the covers. You can use like stuff that they have, or you can upload your own pictures or find a link and be able to use it. So yeah, it's really, really simple. You can reposition it like you just saw me doing. So yeah, very, very simple. But this is the 2024 digital vision board and journaling. So this section, because I just told y'all I added it yesterday, I have not completed it. Also, if you hear any noise in the background, it's probably my dog because he likes to make noise while I'm doing stuff. But anyways, we're not gonna let him get me riled up this morning. Good vibes only. Okay, I told y'all I just added this page yesterday, so we haven't filled it out. I already like have an idea of like what I want my year to look like because I've already made my vision board and planned out my goals, and I've also reflected on 2023. We'll get to that page in a second. This little template is also from Jules Ackery. It's free. I think you can access it from her website. If you sign up, you can get a few of her little templates for free, and so this was one of them, and I thought it was great. When you do the like official 12-week year plan as well, there's a similar like prompt or like journaling type of activity that is also involved with that as well, but I kind of like this better, so that's why I did this. So what is my theme or word of this year and why? So my word of this year is discipline or self-discipline. So let's write that down. Can we spell? Wow. It is my word of the year because I think that I lack a little bit of discipline, if we're going to be honest. I think a lot of times myself, and I know others as well, probably rely on motivation to get our shit done. But like sometimes you're not gonna be motivated to do things, and so you need to be disciplined and set up daily habits and routines so that even when you're not motivated, you're still going to do it, because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit your future self. And that's what this is about. Obviously, every day is not going to be perfect. You're going to fall off sometimes. Life happens. It's normal. So don't beat yourself up about it. But I really want to have discipline throughout every facet of my life, from content creation to my personal life and like my relationships with like family and friends, to my professional life and my professional development, to my finances especially. So like I also want discipline as it relates to like my health, fitness, well-being, self-care. I need it across the board in my life. So that is the theme and the word of this year, and that's kind of my why. The rest of this I'm gonna fill out later on my own time, but so y'all can see what the rest of it looks like. It also says that you can make a digital vision board, and it has like videos to show you how you can do that, as well as creating a physical one. I'm more of a digital vision board kind of girl because yeah, I've made physical ones before, but then I just stash it away. I like having a digital one because one, it's in my Notion. My vision board is within my Notion, so I can see it at all times. And I made an iPhone version of my Notion, not my Notion, of my vision board, so that I can view my vision board at all times because my phone is in my hand all the time. So yeah, so we're gonna go back. We are going to go into our 2024 goals and action plans because this is the meat and the potatoes of this video. So we are on our 2024 goals and action plans page. So I told y'all my word for 2024, it's discipline or self-discipline. I got this definition from Google, and it says the ability to push yourself forward, stay motivated, and take action regardless of how you're feeling physically or emotionally. And then there was another definition that I saw that was essentially basically doing things sometimes when you don't want to do it because you're setting your future self up for success, which is exactly what I'm trying to do this year. The overarching themes / bigger goals that I have for this year is 1, to advance my career, 2, take content creation more seriously, 3, prioritize my physical health and self-care, 4, get a hold on my finances, and then 5, personal development and learning. Then I have a section of my 12-week year / my quarterly goals. So it's broken up into quarter 1, which is year 1, that's January through March. Then we have Q2, which is year 2, that's April through June. Q3, which is year 3, July through September. And then Q4, which would be year 4, October through December. And then these are just some quick pages. We will go through those in a second. So y'all saw my overarching themes or goals. Then I went ahead and kind of made them just a tiny bit more specific. Some of my goals as it relates to like my professional is obtain a new job, and then also finish my project management course. As far as content creation goes, I have certain goals to hit in terms of hitting subscriber and follower counts on YouTube and TikTok, as well as possibly securing a paid brand deal this year. In terms of my health and wellness, I really want to lose 10 to 20 pounds. We're already, you know, that goal's in progress, as you can see, because we've already started on that track. The other one is to take myself out on solo date. I marked that as like health and wellness because I feel like self-care is wellness, so that's why I gave it that tag. You can really make these tags anything that you want. You can create a new one. You can alter the ones that are already existing, like in the template, which is what I did. Personal development and learning. I have practiced my Spanish. My mother will be oh so proud. So I used to use Duolingo a really long time ago. Sharavia has recently influenced me to get back on Duolingo so I can brush up on my Spanish. I understand it pretty well. I've heard the language my whole life growing up. My parents are Puerto Rican. I talked about this before. So I understand Spanish. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. I was in the Spanish Honor Society. I placed out of it in college. Yeah, I don't speak a fucking lick of Spanish. And I kind of feel like a little bit of a failure because like, why don't I speak it? I wish my parents actually forced me and my brother to speak both Spanish and English from a young age, but they never forced us. We just obviously learned English, and we just heard Spanish our entire life because our parents spoke to us in both Spanish and English. So I'm trying to, you know, get on my shit this year and become more fluent in Spanish. For me, I do know a lot more than I give myself credit for. It just takes me a little bit longer to actually say what I want to say. Like someone could be talking to me and I feel like I freeze up because I know what they're saying. It's just, it takes me too long to figure out a response, and then it'll be like 5 minutes later and it's like, bitch, you know how to say that. So yeah, that's something that I'm really trying to work on this year, and also like build my confidence with speaking in Spanish because I have good diction, I have good pronunciation for the most part. I feel like I have a good little accent too when I be speaking, but yeah. My other personal development and learning goal is to read at least 3 books. That's probably going to be at least 3 books a quarter or per every 12-week year. I'm also going to leave information down below about 12-week year because it's also a book, and I'm also going to leave some other videos down below because they can explain it a little bit more than I can, because I'm going to be talking about it more so as like quarterly goals, only because I'm starting it at the beginning of the year. So for me, the 12-week year aligns perfectly with just planning my goals quarterly.
Suck it to me like you want to. I can take it like a pro, you know. Do a long throw with the backstroke. My hormones jumping like the disco. I be popping ish like some Crisco. And all you gotta say is
last 2 are my finance goals. So contribute more money to my high yield savings account, and then pay off some credit card debt. So then, as y'all can see, I split them into what quarters I want to get them done by. I tried to split them up pretty evenly so that when I'm working on each quarter, these are going to be my main focuses for those quarters. So this is what I'm going to put most of my effort towards. Not that I'm not going to do other stuff and work towards some of my other goals, but during these specific quarters, or years, these are going to be my main focuses. And then what I have here is basically supporting actions for how I'm going to achieve said goals. And this will make more sense when I get into the 12-week year. So for example, for hitting 5K followers on TikTok, we're gonna plan out content weekly. We're gonna try and post more. So I post 3 to 5 times a week. I'm gonna review my analytics weekly, and I'm also gonna try to dedicate at least 2 days a week to filming content. Essentially, I'm trying to batch shoot content. So these are going to be supporting actions to these goals. We're gonna open one of these up because I think that this is really cool. This was a part of her template as well, Jules Acree's template. So the why behind my goal, we can fill this out together because I purposefully left it blank so that we could fill it out together. My why behind this goal is I really think I'm doing myself a disservice by not posting more on TikTok, and it's more so because I'm in my head and I, for whatever reason, am nervous to talk to the camera, which is weird because I do YouTube and I've been doing YouTube for a few years now, and I talk to the camera all the time, whether it's through weekly vlogs or through sit downs, but yet I feel uncomfortable talking to the camera on TikTok. It's very weird. So really, my why behind this goal is to push myself outside. Can I spell? Push myself outside of my comfort zone, build another platform slash audience, because I already have a platform and an audience on YouTube that is obviously growing, and I love that for me. But I also want to build an audience and a platform like this on TikTok. And another big why behind this goal for me is to attract brands and sponsorships, if I'm gonna be honest. I just really wanna create the content for my page that will attract brands and sponsorships and all of that. So that's my big why, or those are my whys. And then just the other thing, kind of why I like doing YouTube, I just want to share my own life and my journey in hopes that like maybe it's motivational or it helps somebody else, or like maybe somebody else can relate to like how I live my life and things like that. Because I just think it's really cool watching other people's content, seeing how they live their lives and like kind of getting inspiration from them and like things that they do. I just think it's really, really cool. I think social media is like very fascinating, and I just think that we're in a very like interesting time right now with social media and content creators and influencers. I just find it all very like fascinating. So yeah. Okay, envision already achieving this goal. What would success look like? Obviously in this case, I would have hit 5K followers on TikTok. I think another indicator of success would be in terms of like reviewing my metrics and analytics, having pretty good, let's rewrite this, having good engagement on majority of my posts. So this would include comments, likes, and views, especially having like an increase in views. That would be a success indicator for me. Yeah, so, and the community that I'm building. Then we have down here next steps. That's where this little section, this related to supporting action section comes from. It's because I did it in here. So let's just say I was gonna add, this is just gonna say blah, blah, blah for the purpose of this. I'm gonna delete it. But it will pop up as it relates to hit 5K followers on TikTok, because that's the property that I set it to. The rule that I have it set to is for this. And so for each goal, I go through and change it to match whatever goal these actions are going to work with. So I did that for all of my goals. And then if we go down here, I put my vision board here, and I really am obsessed with the way that my vision board came out this year. Like, y'all have no idea. I'm so happy. Sorry, I keep looking here just to make sure that I'm in frame and that I look good. But like, yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out this year. All right, now let's get into the fun parts. Let's go through our year one goals. I'm not gonna go through every single year because I haven't started planning those out yet. They'll get planned at the end of each quarter. So I have up here like a brief instructional for me on how I'm going to utilize a 12-week year or plan quarterly. So I already shared with y'all my overarching themes and goals, and then I essentially broke them down into more specific goals and set them up for what quarter I want to work on them. Or yeah, after I made them into some more specific goals, I then assigned them to which quarter I'm going to dedicate to working on those goals. And so they popped up here. These more specific goals essentially became my priorities for this quarter or for this 12-week year. And then I have my strategies for how I'm going to achieve each of these goals, and these strategies basically relate back to the supporting actions that we just talked about. So, like I just said, hitting 5K followers on TikTok, planning content weekly. I specifically put on Sundays because I don't be doing shit on Sundays, so why not use that to plan? Dedicate 2 days a week to filming. It's either gonna have to happen before or after work, or it's gotta happen on the weekend. Edit a minimum of 3 videos a week. I specifically said edit a minimum of 3 videos a week because my next thing says post 3 to 5 times a week. So at minimum, I need to post 3 times on TikTok. At max, it's 5. And then check analytics on a weekly basis so I can analyze what content is performing better than others, because then you know what content to duplicate. See what content isn't performing as well. See how many new followers I'm gaining a day or a week. See what my views are looking like on different videos. All of that kind of stuff. And TikTok, if you have like a creator or a business page, it has like a whole analytics section for you. So I did the same thing, 5 strategies for the next 2 goals. So I will get a new job and complete my Google project management course by the end of this 12 weeks or by the end of the quarter. These are the things that I'm going to be doing. And then for losing 10 to 20 pounds this quarter or this 12-week year, these are the other things that I am going to be doing. Then this section is different. So I think in her template, I don't remember what the weekly progress portion of it looks like, but this is the inspo that I got from the 12-week year planner that I showed y'all at the beginning of this video. I feel like this system makes more sense to me, and it's easier to check things off to see what your progress is looking like for a week. And I try not to have too many like tasks that I'm doing per goal in a week so that I don't get overwhelmed. So this is week 1 as I'm filming this video. So I'm gonna edit TikTok content that was filmed over the weekend. I put my frequency at 1 time because since I was editing content that I filmed over the weekend, I knew I was gonna do it all in one shot instead of over 2 days or 3 days or doing it 2 times or 3 times. So I just put 1 time because I did it in a day. I did it yesterday, so I marked it off and it marks it as complete. Tried to have like 2 to 3 tasks per goal for the week so that I'm not too overwhelmed, because obviously I have other things to do like outside of this. But yeah, I didn't want to be super overwhelmed. And then as you can see, I started planning out my tasks for like week 2. But I feel like this is super duper like efficient. We will do this every week for the next 12 weeks. And then the last thing that we have is this quarter in review section. So celebrate the wins, big or small. What am I proud of this quarter? So this will obviously be done at the end of the quarter or at the end of the 12 weeks. What did I learn? What challenged me? And then what can I do better and improve upon for the next quarter? And then once this quarter is over, or at the end of quarter 1 or right before the end of quarter 1, that is when I'll start planning quarter 2. And those goals are different. Those are the read at least 3 books for the quarter, practice my Spanish, and then hit 5K subscribers on YouTube. So that will be planned later on. I can either access the weekly planning page and the master to-do list from here, or I can access it from my home page. But for the sake of this, we're gonna access it from the home page. So my weekly planning is where I also made this banner on Canva. This is essentially like where I'm planning out what I'm doing for the week. It kind of relates to the tasks that I'm doing for the week in my quarterly or 12-week year planning, but it also relates to some things that are not necessarily being planned by quarter or 12 weeks. It's just things that I have to do. There's a weekly check-in, so I filled this out yesterday regarding how was I feeling this week, what would make this week great, and then what am I working towards this week to get closer to my goals. Then I also have my reminders and follow-ups. I haven't called the vet, so we're a little past due on this, but I have to call the vet today to schedule Skipper's vaccination appointment. I have lunch with a new friend today at 12 at Chopped, and then I want to record like a motivational video to myself. I saw somebody do this on TikTok, And I also saw Alyssa Ashley do this, and I think it's a brilliant idea. Like, essentially you record saying like essentially all the things that you've accomplished this year, or the things that you like are pretty confident you will accomplish this year, and then like you revisit it at the end of the year to actually see like, did you do all those things and how did this year really go for you and all this other stuff. And I think that that's actually really, really cool. So I want to do that. I want to film that by the end of this week. It's not going up anywhere, it's for myself, but then at the end of the year when I'm doing a comparing and contrasting, I might record that so that y'all can see the side by side and we can see how we did this year. There's a sticky note, says you're doing great. That was already there and I like this, so I didn't change it. I can access my quarters from here as well, which is really cool. I added my habit tracker here. I have a separate page for it, but I just added the database here since I'm gonna be opening my weekly planning page consistently, so to see it here is very helpful. I haven't worked out yet this week. It's Tuesday. I knew I wanted to film today and I needed my hair to look great, so sorry, we sacrificed our working out so I can have good hair, but it's fine. Tomorrow we will be going to the gym, period. And then I have not been doing well on my drinking 46 fluid ounces of water. I'm not going to lie to you, but we are gonna get our shit together starting today. Starting today, I promise y'all. Okay, then we have our brain dump section. This is just where you put the tasks that you want to do for the week. So let's just write film, motivational / visioning video to yourself for 2024. I'm gonna mark it as personal. I'm gonna say do it by the end of the week. I would say it's low priority compared to other things that I have to do. And then this is not related to any of my 2024 goals, but if it was, I can choose any of these. You write all your tasks here in the brain dump section, and then you click captured and it will automatically move it to the following section. So if you mark it as high, that is marked as a top priority that you need to do for the week. So it will go here. If it's like low or medium and it's to get done this week, it will go here. And if it doesn't have like a due date, or it's something that is gonna get done like far in advance, like for example, do my quarterly reviews, it's going to get put in the someday categories. And then once you complete all of your tasks, or even like once you like write them down and you capture them, it goes into your master to-do list, just so you can see everything that you like had on here. We can actually mark this one because technically I'm filming it right now. You can also view them by priority. You can view them by project, which is really cool. The weekly reset routine page is really cool as well. Again, made this banner in Canva. This is really, really cool because it helps you to get clear on the week. So obviously I've marked certain things off that I did, like clean my apartment before the new year, get current, so things that I like need to stay on top of, and then get ahead, plan out meal ideas for the week. Under master tasking, y'all already saw the master to-do list, but we're gonna go through the life admin trigger list. I think this page is really, really interesting because it essentially takes an inventory of your life and everything that you just need to do. And she has what she likes to call a life admin day, where she gets all of this stuff on this life admin trigger list done. As you can see, I've gotten certain things done in these different buckets. There's life, pets, work, / content, and then home. Like it says up here, this list is here to trigger reminders and things that you might want to tackle on your life admin day. Next, we have our habit tracker. It has an actual page, but y'all saw it on the weekly planner page. Then I have my finance hub. I haven't filled this out yet. I've only done the banner and I did my word or mantra for the year. And then I also added my budget planning page to here. I'm not gonna show that to y'all because that's personal. And then I also haven't filled out this page yet because that is personal and I did not want to do that on camera. We're gonna do this though because, like I said, my finances and getting them under control is a huge goal of mine. I have good credit, praise the Lord, but I have racked up a little bit of debt this past year that I really want to pay off, and I also really want to save more money this year. So I've really been taking stock and inventory of what my expenses are, what are some things that I can kind of get rid of that I don't really need, when am I done paying off certain things, so that will free up additional money. And then I'm gonna go through and write what my goals are for like this year and the next 3 years, and then thinking more long term. So yeah, we're gonna fill this out by the end of the week. And then last but not least, my favorite page that is on here, my content planner. So this banner is actually my YouTube banner. It's my new one for this year. So I just went ahead and made it my little cover art or my banner for this specific page. And then here you see I have content already currently being like planned and scheduled and researched and scripted and all this shit. We can actually change this one to filming because we're filming it right now. I have a video for YouTube scheduled to go up today. Like I said, it's my home reset clean with me video, so by the time y'all are watching this, it will already be up. And then I also made like a shorter version under 1 minute for TikTok that's also gonna go up today. I will probably also post it on YouTube Shorts, but I'll probably post it like tomorrow or on Thursday. I have to clean my makeup brushes, and so I was like, why not make a TikTok out of it? So I plan to film that this week and post it hopefully by Friday. And then I am currently filming a weekly vlog, and that is gonna go up not next Tuesday, because this video will be up next Tuesday, the following Tuesday, which is the 16th. Then down here is where I have like basically my ideas that I put in little like content buckets. So whether it's lifestyle, which is basically vlogs, chit chat videos, or get ready with me videos, hauls. So whether it's clothing hauls or home decor stuff or skincare, beauty, that kind of stuff is gonna go here. Then beauty routines, so that's gonna be hair routines, skincare routines, body care, that's gonna go here. And then I have resets and routines. So a self-care evening routine can even go under this category. A meal prep or what I cook in a week, morning routine, evening routines, that kind of stuff. Even my makeup routine can technically fit in this category, but I specifically have one for beauty routine, so it's gonna go under there. And then these last two will get utilized towards the end of the year. Vlogmas is gonna be for December, and I'm considering doing Vlogtober this year. We shall see, but it's there in case I decide to do it. And then for each video, I can choose the platforms that I want to do it for. She has a whole video templates in here to help you plan your content, which is great, again, if you are someone like me who is a content creator and or an influencer. So you can look up like keywords. This is like a tentative video title, a brief description on what the video is. I'm gonna add the thumbnail here once I create it. I'm gonna add my links here, and then I also have a full description of like what the video is that I'm actually gonna put in my description box. It has a research and notes section, so I just researched this content on YouTube just to see what would pop up, how popular it was, how well certain people's videos did, and then a note for myself was to make sure that I didn't forget to screen record, because that was going to be very important to this video, because if I didn't screen record, I was going to be upset at myself. And then I have my script. I have it as reference, but I pretty much go off the dome when I film my sit down videos. I don't script out every single thing that I'm going to say, because I think that that's silly. I'm going to sound super rehearsed and like a robot. I already have a monotone voice, so like, yeah, we don't need to be sounding like that, but I just write out basically the things that I want to touch on, and then it's just straight off the dome. You can make a B-roll checklist. I was gonna film some B-roll to put in the beginning, but I was like, we're not doing that, so ignore that. And then there's a launch checklist. So for YouTube, this is everything that I need to do for that. And then in terms of cross promotion, I have Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter or X on here, and the things that I'm going to do for that. So creating just like a shorter version of the video, things that I think make sense. This is just like really, really cool for planning out your videos. And then the other thing is I can view my content in a table like this, or I can view it by status. So whether it's currently an idea, whether it's in the research phase, scripting phase, filming phase, editing phase, scheduling phase, or publish phase. And then I can also view it by platform. So whether this content ideas that I have, are these for YouTube, are they for TikTok, are they for Shorts, Instagram or Reels? And then the calendar that I have on my home page for my hub is from the actual content planning page, and you can see it here. Once I have more dates for some of my content, it will auto-populate on here. So I think that's really cool. You can also view it as a list. That is really everything for my entire life hub for my Notion. I just wanted to walk y'all through how I'm planning my entire life for 2024, because this is finna be my best year yet. And I feel like if you also start planning your life in Notion, we can do it together. Accountability buddies, we can do it together. you can have the best year of your life too. Because what? We finna make 2024 our what? Our bitch. Period. So yeah, that is my Notion hub. All right, y'all, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it inspired you to maybe, you know, play around with Notion. It is a little, you know, difficult at first. It has a little learning curve, but I feel like once you really get used to it, or you find the right templates to like build off of, it becomes really easy to use and to be able to help you track your goals. So this is how I'm tracking my goals for the year. I will link everything down below in terms of the original template I used and then some other templates that I got inspiration from. But yeah, I really enjoyed filming this video. I can't wait to make 2024 my bitch. Low-key, it's gonna be, not low-key, high-key, it's gonna be my best year yet, and it's gonna be your best year yet too. So yeah, let's crush our goals this year, let's hold ourselves accountable, and let's do all the things. Period. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next video. Bye, y'all.